sparring partners coming in. Yeah, he got in today, and he just got in, so I didn't use him. But they're both contenders and very good fighters. So you know the when they call the for lack of I can't remember his name, the Black Russian. Ishmael or Shalit?
Ishmael Shalak.
Right, he's here. I mean, we have some real good sparring partners, and the other one, he lost in the finals of the Olympic trials in Russia with Igor beat him, Makantsov. But this one's is a better pro than Igor right now, or at least he's starting out to be a better pro than Igor. And he will be here on Thursday and Saturday.
Is Manny Pacquiao retiring? Is that kind of like a?
I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I really don't know. I haven't talked to him yet.
Do you want him to though? Like, do you want him to?
No, I mean, I told him once his work ethic is bad and he starts slipping out, the first one to tell him. He still has a lot of the fight left in him. I don't think he's going to retire.
Were you shocked initially when he said
I can see Senator Pacquiao defending his world title. Because he's more of a senator now, right?
Yeah. Were you shocked when he initially announced that this will be his last fight, quote unquote?
A little bit, yeah.
Why was that? Did you see that?
Well, because he's always asked me. I mean, he always says, "Will you tell me when I'm all done?" I said, "Of course I will."
How many fights do you think he really has left in him if he's not to retire? How many times do you think?
Freddie, do you think the Russians have kind of descended on boxing? We see so many different Russian guys coming in. Do you think that, and we saw that with the Philippines a few years ago when Manny came on the scene. Do you feel that's the case right now?
Russians, Ukrainians, even though it was all the same country at one time, but there's a lot of good fighters coming from that area, yes, and they're making a lot of noise, you know. But, I think Postol is one of my better fighters, and he's a very smart boxer and so forth. And he's very intelligent in the ring, and but I recently lost Ruslan to another coach, so they come and go and so forth. But it's I know that's part of life, but someone said, don't I get upset over that? I said, no, not really. So I want. If they don't want me, I really don't. I want what they think is best for them. So Ruslan, I think I had too many fighters in his weight division that he would like to fight. So.
Do you think he can still change with Raul Diaz in his side now? Do you think he can really add something different into his armor?
Well, he asked me. We did have a meeting about 6 months before he switched trainers, but he wanted to get back to his boxing ability, and more like when he fought amateur. He's a better boxer back then, and he wasn't getting hit so much. So I thought that was a good idea for him to try that, but very, very difficult thing to do, though. Because once that gets in, he's a puncher, he knows he has power and so forth, and once that gets in your head, it's hard to get away from that. It's hard to not look for the knockout, and that's something he's always doing. And when you're doing that, obviously you're getting hit back also. So he's taking a little bit too much punishment, he felt, and wanted to go back to his boxing skills when he was an amateur, but I haven't seen that yet.
A lot of people have Chocolatito as the #1 pound-per-pound fighter in the world right now. How do you think he would do, say, against an all-time great like Finito Lopez?
It's so hard to compare eras. I mean, he's a very good fighter. He looks really good. I do like him. I think he's one of the top guys out there. But I think the fighters of the 70s and 80s were maybe a little bit better than the fighters are now. But maybe because I was part of that era. But no, I think it was a lot harder to win world titles. There was less titles, less title fights. But he's an excellent fighter, and I did have to turn him down. That was not my favorite day, but I had to be fair to the rest of my fighters.
Another fighter you love fighting each other. Oscar De La Hoya stated that a good opponent would be Amir for Canelo at 154. Do you think he really can give Canelo some problems there at 154? He has a big frame. He's tall. He has power, speed.
I think it's a very good fight. I mean, I think it's a big test because I don't think he's ever really been tested. I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters. I like the way he fights, Triple G, but he really hasn't faced anyone that great yet, and I think against a young Mexican fighter who's very tough, has a good chin, and a guy who's going to be bigger than him in the ring, bigger, maybe stronger than him also, maybe not a better puncher, but I look forward to that fight. So I kind of hope that happens.
What about Amir Khan? Oscar stated that with Canelo and Golovkin not fighting each other immediately, that Amir Khan would make a good opponent for Canelo. Do you think he presents a challenge for Canelo, Amir Khan?
Amir Khan's he's a very good athlete. He's a good boxer. He moves very well. He's very fast on his feet, but he has a habit of staying in the pocket a little bit too long, and that could be dangerous with a puncher like Canelo. So, Amir, again, he's a very good boxer, but he doesn't have the best chin in the world, and some of us are born like that, so it's just the way it goes. I don't think it's anything by choice, but it'd be exciting. It's exciting while it lasted, at least. It'd be a good fight.
Freddie, had your opinion on Canelo changed since the Cotto fight? Did you see he was better or worse than you expected? What did you think now that you faced him in the ring?
I think he was better. He's more durable. He took shot. He was a big, strong guy, and he took some really, really big shots, and they didn't move him. I think he was better than I thought in the fight, but yeah.
You recently.
There's a lot of,
Well, he's got to get by Triple G first. Now, if he gets by Triple G, then we can talk. But that's a real tough fight. Because they're both tough guys. They both got good chins. They're both good physical guys. It's a good fight. So I can't wait for that to happen.
Who would you pick?
Triple G, I think.
Is it smart for Canelo to fight Triple G this year? You think he's ready for him, at the moment?
Of course I do. Yes.
You talked about Cotto versus Marquez recently. Do you really think Cotto can get down to 147 again?
No, but maybe 150.
How does that fight go?
The thing was, they asked me a question. I know who was on the other end. I wasn't talking to him, and there was no TV screen.
Yeah.
So I was just giving him a hard time a little bit, more or less. But it would be a good fight.
He seems interested. He really.
Well, it's a good fight. The thing is, can he make 47? I don't think so.
Not just that he doesn't need a tune-up either. So
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because me and Nacho,
You guys get along famously.
of course, we're better now. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we're okay.
Have you guys had a chat? Well, last time you talked about each other.
we're fine. Yeah, we apologize to each other. We just had a little misunderstanding.
So it's not Marquez, and who would you want Miguel to fight next?
Well, I like a rematch, but the thing is, I don't think that's possible right at this point. And then I don't know who would be a better fight. I think that fight at 150 would be a very interesting fight, I think. But the thing is, I don't think he'll have much trouble making 150, but he'll struggle a little bit. But 47, I really have to sit down and talk to him and ask him what weight he wants to fight at, because the weight is more his decision than mine. Because I'm not the one getting in the ring. I'm just giving him a drink of water.
after Cotto is Willie Monroe Jr. and Gabriel Rosado a credible opponent for Canelo. What's your take on them against Canelo? How do they fare?
They're okay. They're not big names in there, and I'd rather see him fight a Mexican fighter with a good pay-per-view sales that will sell better, and everyone will make a lot more money. Because at this stage of him and Pacquiao's career, they have to look at what's best for them money-wise also, because now you think about retirement, and this might be my last payday for the rest of my life, and you better have enough put away to support your family for that late time. So it's very it becomes a business more or less of who to fight, not just some names and so forth. The guy coming off a knockout loss to Triple G isn't going to sell that well, because we know that, because when we fought the Australian who got knocked out by Triple G, everyone says, well, the guy's a bum because he knocked out by Triple G, but Triple G knocks out everybody. And that guy had defended his title twice, and he won that title twice, but no one gave him credit for that. So sometimes you guys aren't always fair.
Freddie, but why is it that Manny was able to get all the big fights? Everybody wanted to fight Manny, but Triple G is considered one of the best, and he just can't get a fight. He can't get tested.
It's just that era, you know. He's man. He came up with a lot of. And when there was a lot of tough Mexican fighters coming up, and I mean, I remember they were fooling around calling him the Mexican assassin and stuff like that, because that used to be Roger Mayweather's name, but we stole it a little bit. But, no, but we really didn't take that name, because Manny doesn't dislike anybody. It was just a lot of good competition at that time, and you know, the thing is, you know, each time there was a guy in a higher weight class, so you know, Manny walks around 138 pounds back then, and he's fighting at 154. You know, I mean, we're feeding him 5 times a day and stuff like that. But Pacquiao, you know, I think that's why I see he might be the best of his era. But the thing is, then I can say that, but you got to give the best of the era. You almost got to give that to Mayweather, because he's undefeated. And on paper, he beat Manny Pacquiao. I mean, you know, Manny doesn't think so, but that's the way it went. And so, who's the best there, Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather? I mean, the undefeated guy or the guy who's won and lost but won 8 world titles? It's a tough pick, you know. It's tough for me to pick. I mean, because the last couple of times I did pick Mayweather, but I think I'm going to change my mind.
As for the heavyweight division,
Because 8 divisions is a lot. You know?
So you would say that Manny's the better of the era?
Well, he's won 8 world titles. I mean, that will never be repeated in our lifetime. I mean, I can guarantee that, because I'll be long dead before you guys. So.
No way, you're going to live forever.
I don't think so.
as for the heavyweight division, it seems like Anthony Joshua is proving to be the real deal. What's your take on
Joshua's
him?
coming around, but the guy from New York's not bad either. What's his name? Wilder. Yeah, I like Wilder a little bit, you know, because his first 10-round fight, I mean, he hadn't been past 3, and he went 10, and he looked really good doing it, and he's looking all the time. I think Wilder's going to be a threat there. I like that fight. I just don't know. The kid from England might be just a little bit too young right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not that mature as number of fight-wise as a pro yet, but he's doing very well. But I think that's a good fight down the line. Yeah, I would like to see it.
What do you feel about? Oh,
The
sorry.
guy that can sing.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Should they be worried about Shannon Briggs now? Is he going to channel his focus into Fury and Wilder
Don't
now?
think we have to worry about Shannon.
Why not? He seems to be very motivated.
He's very
for it, too.
muscular and all that stuff. He gets hit in the chin, and he's like, what's he, 50 now?
Like
40
43,
something.
44, around there.
You like his campaign though? Let's go champ and hounding guys. Do you like that or?
Throwing water in people's faces, stuff like this. I mean, I would give more than a slap back. That's for sure.
What do you think about Luis Ortiz, the Cuban heavyweight?
He looks good too. I mean, I have an offer to take him on, and I'm not so sure. Him and Rigondeaux want to both come together here. I like both guys and I like both fighters. Just don't know if I have time. But there is I haven't answered them yet, but there is a request, and the heavyweight excites me a little bit because I have trained heavyweight champions before, but you know, this one he might be one of the better ones coming up on the way up right now, and the heavyweight division is slowly coming back. It seems like in America. I mean, there's some talent, and well, not just America, all around. There is some new talent coming up, and it looks like maybe the Klitschkos are at the end of their road. But I guess Evander Holyfield road somewhere where Freddie Roach should train. Who do you say I should train? He said I train Wladimir for his next fight. So,
would you do it?
I trained him for like 4 fights, stuff like this, and Evander Holyfield, I don't think he likes me that much, but I don't know why he said that. But because I asked for an autograph once and he said no.
When was that?
I told him where to go. Sorry, Evander.
Freddie, how was it being part of these big, like Mayweather Pac? You've been part of so many big fights. What is it like being under those lights? You're not fighting, but you're under those lights. How does that whole thing go for
It's
you?
exciting. I mean, the energy is unbelievable. It's great. I have the best job in the world.
Can Canelo go up in top Mayweather Pacquiao? Last one.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you, Freddie. Thank you.